What's up, guys? It's Oscar Boston here. Welcome back to another video. Today we are back here yet again for another GeoGuessr related video, and today we have huge news. So earlier this week on Tuesday, Google decided to release the country of Namibia into Street View. So now obviously we have it in the game of GeoGuessr. So this coverage was taken from November of 2023 when it was initially announced and an image surfaced online of a Google car spotted in Namibia to August of 2024 is when the captures were taken. So as I said, over a year and a half ago since they first started driving and it was announced, and it's been almost a year since they stopped taking the imagery. So they decided to release it on a random Tuesday in June. They're like, here you go, here's Namibia. So that is great to see. So let's go ahead and dive right into it and check this out. As I said, very happy to see this. We were expecting it. We really just didn't know when it was come out. It was going to come out sometime in 2025, but here we have it. So this is a location here in Walvis Bay, the coastal town. It does look like a lot of the other South African development community countries, like Botswana, South Africa, of course. One thing you will notice about Namibia is that they do have yellow plates, both front and back. I believe Botswana does the same, but Botswana is only Gen 3 and Namibia is only Gen 4, so that shouldn't be too confusing for the time being. But yeah, very nice location here in a town. We have some like date palms, I believe those are called, lining the streets. But yeah, that's the first location here, a nice urban location. Next up, I do have a location on the B8 highway. This is in the Panhandle by the Botswana border. And as seen before, it does use the white pickup truck for the coverage here with the antenna, similar to Panama, Oman, Kazakhstan, and many other countries we've been getting in the recent years. So sometimes you could see it fully blurred here with no antenna here, or actually no, there's a visible antenna. Well, sometimes you can see it fully blurred without an antenna, sometimes fully blurred with the antenna, sometimes you can see both the car and the antenna. So there's probably going to be a lot of metas that arise from it, but it is what it is. But anyways, this does look like Botswana kind of. You have like the dry landscape, these trees, so very cool to see different landscapes in Namibia. Quite a diverse country. This is a location here off the A1 motorway, I believe, by the capital region. So we have some South African signs, of course. They all do use the same, as they're all administered by like the same company or whatever. But yeah, very cool location here. Some nice mountains in the background here, and some over here as well. So that's that location there. I have another location here in the capital, Windhoek. We have an affluent suburb here. Some nice gated houses. Similar palm trees to what we saw in Walvis Bay, and some hills, of course, and a view of some more of the city in that direction. So this November 2023. This one was November 2023 as well. June 2024, so taken a year ago. So a lot of the capital region was taken in 2023, and then the areas outside taken in 2024, of course. This is the next location here. I accidentally skipped a tab there. Another location here in like an affluent suburb of the capital here. Some nice houses, palm trees to see here. So this in the capital region as well. This is in the northern part of the country, in the Oshikoto region here, rolling green hills, very nice scenery here. This is a pretty distinct region. It does appear green on the map, so this should be a pretty easy region guess. Once more information surfaces, but yeah, northern part of the country here, taken February 2024, nice location. And we have like the large blur here, different to like what we saw in the previous tabs. For example, this one here, different type of blur, as you can see. So yeah, a lot of different types of blurs and car metas in Namibia, but very cool that they're blurring a lot of it out, and it looks very nice. And then the last one I have here, we have a rural dry location here. It looks like Oman kind of, maybe Oman 50-50, something we would have never expected. But there are definitely some locations that I've seen that could be very possible for, is this Namibia or is this Oman, and they're very far from each other, so it could be very crazy in some competitive games. And moving over to the first tab here now, here is the extent of the coverage in Namibia. So it is pretty dense, considering Namibia is not densely populated country. It's like the third least densely populated country in the world. Only like 4 million people or something like that live in this entire country here. Very cool to see that Google went like off the beaten path We got a lot of dirt roads covered. All of these blue lines should be official coverage here, as I am on the official map making app and not on like Google Maps. So yeah, all these blue lines are official coverage here. Coverage all the way into the Panhandle here, the Namibia Angola border, the South African border, the Botswana border. Again, getting pretty much all corners of the country covered here. The capital here, very densely covered there. Walvis Bay and some of these other um, towns along the coast are covered here, so very, very cool to see. Again, this is the Green Hills region that I was mentioning, very distinct for Namibia. So yeah, pretty much we have full coverage in the country, and now Southern Africa is starting to look complete as we have all 5 of these South African Development Community countries covered now with Google Street View. Lesotho, Eswatini, Botswana, all still in Gen 3 from over 10 years ago. Maybe we'll see updates to those soon. That would be pretty cool, but for now, they're in Gen 3. So that means South Africa and Namibia have Gen 4. So we could also get some South Africa and Namibia 50-50s if we don't have like, license plates visible or something like that. So very excited for the future to see. So now I'm going to go ahead and hop over to GeoGuessr here, and we're going to play some Namibia and see how well I do. I did take a few looks at the coverage, of course, to get ready for this video, and when it first came out, I was super excited to see it, so I hopped on and took a look at different regions. But I'm not obviously that good, obviously, just I had a few looks around. So we'll see. First time actually playing the country of Namibia, so let's dive right in here. I have AI Gen Namibia here, which is a hand-picked map, or it might be AI generated by like a map making program. Not sure honestly, but it does say AI gen, so I would assume it's AI generated. But definitely better than the computer generated default maps here. This one released like the day of, like the day after or the day of this map was already released on GeoGuessr. Of course, these maps are made by GeoGuessr, and they're just like randomly picked, so they're not really that good. But also play it just to see, and maybe collect some badges here. So let's start off with AI Gen, as I mentioned before, and let's see how I do. I'm gonna start off with moving. So yeah. All right, the first round is done loading here. First impressions here, very nice, very dry landscape here. Again, I'm pretty sure the northern half and the southern half look a little different, but the southern half is more similar, like across the board here compared to the northern half. We have some distinct regions near Botswana, the northern part near the coast. So yeah, honestly, not really too sure where this is. It does look, like I said, a drive course, so I would probably assume it's somewhere south here on a dirt road. Okay, that's not too bad. In the grand scheme of things, obviously it's a Namibia only map, so the scores are going to appear lower. But if this was like a regular world map, this isn't too bad of a guess. Just like central Namibia there. So let's move on to round 2, see what we get. We're in like a town here. We're on a dirt road. We got some advertisements here. Of course, the yellow plates as mentioned before. Let's see if I can move around, find any information here. We have some telephone codes. Maybe we could learn those and they'll be helpful. We do have those palm trees. We could be near the coast. Is that the town that we're in? OTG Warongo. I'm not sure how you would pronounce that. Interesting, yeah. Namibia is primarily an English-speaking country nowadays. You also could find like Afrikaans near like the southern portion here. Spoken a little bit in Namibia, but I'm pretty sure like most signs would be like English and stuff like that. Like the rest of the countries nearby. We're in a town here now. We're on like the main road. Yeah, that might have been the town that I saw back there. Let's see what else we have. Yeah, that's definitely the town. Let me see if I can find it on the map. Oh, it's right here. Okay, central northern Namibia here. I'm assuming right now I'm on the B1 here. Maybe I could even 5K this. We have Kalahari Apartments here. We have a regional office. Let's see if any of that shows up on the map here. Could be like over here somewhere. Oh no, this is divided. Interesting. This is a single character that I'm on here. It appears divided on the map. Might just be like an error or whatever. Let me see. We have a large shopping plaza here. And we have a big street to the west. Is this right here? No way. Four-way intersection here. Optics store. Yeah, I'm just gonna scan the area here and try to 5K this location. I did move a little bit over to the west, and I think this is the B1 here that is divided. We're like a big four-way intersection, so assuming that I move west to the B1, I'm sure we're somewhere here. Yeah, this is the shopping plaza we're at. Right now we're at this intersection right here, so just to backtrack this way, and I'm pretty sure this is where we spawn. I'm just double check here. We have like a side road there. The first, is it here ever? No, this is three-way. We're right here, definitely. Okay, nice. 5K, second round, 5K. It took a little while. I wasn't really like moving that much. I was focused more on scanning, but that was pretty easy. Honestly, definitely could have done that quicker if I actually tried a little harder. But we have a 5K there. We had sufficient information though, so not that big of a deal. Round 3 here. This definitely looks like the Botswana border here. See if I can line up the road. More like pretty much, yeah, directly east-west here with a little angle. We could do something like this here. It's actually too sharp an angle. Maybe here. Okay, I mean, I got the right road. It was the B8 highway. That should be a pretty distinct highway here near like the Botswana Angola border. So not too bad there. I just guessed a little to east. But yeah, pretty distinct region. Next up here, wow, we have some like reddish soil. If you do this, I could see myself guessing like another country for this, but obviously with the car, it changes things. But you know, NPZ, definitely we could have a lot of 50-50s here, or even maybe more than that. Anyways, we're on like a dirt road here. We have some like hills. I would go for like central region, maybe a little south. Okay, it wasn't even more north than that, but 378 kilometers. I mean, you know, could have been better, but not too bad there. Still learning, you know, different regions and stuff. All right, once again here, similar to like what we'd see in Botswana. Let me line up the road here, see if I can find out what highway. Again, similar angle, going east-west. It could potentially even be the same road. I might want to go for it here, like a preview. Somewhere here. Okay, yeah, nice. It was. I believe this region here to the east is called like the Capri region, or I might have renamed it, but yeah, I guess a little more west than I would have liked to, but still not too bad. 10K, obviously not a good score, but since it's a country-specific map, it's not that bad. So I did pretty decent for the first round. That was AI Gen Namibia. So let's move over to the regular Namibia map and play a game here, see how we do, see what shows up. We're definitely more likely to get like urban locations and stuff like that in this, I believe. Alright, here it is. Similar to the round that we just saw, like a similar soil color. Should I go for the same region? Maybe I could pick up a pattern here. I might go for the same region, like northwest of capital here. No, it was more south. Okay, yeah. Southern Namibia, definitely gonna have a tough time region guessing from what I can tell so far. But let's move on to the second round. Alright, we're in urban location here. What does that say there? 061 phone code. We have some street signs here, some German influence, Namibia West German colony. Back in the days, I'm pretty sure this should just be capital. Like, Windhoek is definitely the largest city in Namibia. Almost certain that's what this is. We have some like development here. Yeah, we have to be in the capital here. I could technically 5K this, but I'm not really going to since like I know the area here. Somewhere probably just like up here. I know Ludwigsdorf is like a pretty affluent suburb. Okay, yeah, I was right. It was just in this area of the capital region. Alright, round 3 here. What do we have? We have some like jagged mountains slash hills in the background here. Pretty dry landscape, honestly. Again, this area of Namibia probably, pretty sure it's difficult to reach and guess, but I'll go for it like right there. Okay, I was a lot more south. Wow. This is gonna take quite a lot of learning here. I'm not sure if there's a Plonka guy released yet. I might check. after this round here. Alright, moving along here, we do have the road that we're on. It does tell us we're on the C13. We're 50 kilometers away from this town. So, this is pretty gettable, honestly, if I line up the curve right. First, let's try to find the C13. Maybe it does have, like, A roads, B roads, C roads, so keep that in mind. You wouldn't really find, like, B or C roads in South Africa or Botswana. So, definitely a good tip for, like, beginner players here. Anyways, C14 is here. I'm not sure if this follows any like specific system. Right here is the C13, so we're definitely here. This town, we found it 50 kilometers. My perception of distance, you know, it's pretty decent, honestly, on the map. So let's line this up here. We're going this direction here. Where's that? We could be around here somewhere. Yeah, definitely not anywhere over here. So this would be good. Something like this. We do have like a curve here, and then if we look this way, we got another curve. We could be here, definitely. Yeah, I knew we were gonna be a little more up the road because I moved, but this is where I was trying to line up. We had the little curve that way, and then we had the other curve this way. So yeah, that was definitely very, very easy there. Just line up the curve properly, and then the town was there. That's still not a 5K, even by world map standards. I'm pretty sure it's like 150 meters or less. I'm pretty sure it's 150 meters or less for like ACW, for example. But still, you know, that's basically the 5K. I knew the 5K, I just didn't really click more on the road. Anyways, moving on to the final round here. This should be another directional sign, or maybe not. It's not. Keep left, pass right. All right. Anyways, here we have some like grass here, some trees. Let's see if we can find any information. Yeah, I mean, pretty large highway here. I'm pretty sure this sign here is just gonna be like that, like the road widens or an added lane or something like that. Not gonna be too helpful. Let's see here. Yeah, as I figured, just added lane. Let's see if I can find anything this way. Oh, that's a directional sign, I believe, on the left. Wow, this movie is incredibly slow. Anyways, we're on the B2 highway. Is that what I saw? Yep, B2 highway. We have this town, 20 kilometers. Definitely could probably 5K this. Let's see. We got this angle here, like a little northwest. Was this the town? I believe it was. Yeah, that's 20 kilometers to the east. So if I line this up like so, and like this somewhere along here. I'm not sure if the widening of the road will show here. I don't think so. So I just have to kind of like guess 20 kilometers away from the town. 1 kilometer. Let me keep moving here, see if I can find like a side road, like a notable road here. We have a T intersection apparently ahead, so let me see if I can move towards that. Might take a while with this moving. Alright, so we do have a three-way intersection here. This is the gate, and then it's technically four-way. What does it say here? A quarry. Alright, that's where the head office is, so not where we're at right now. I mean, if I can find a four-way intersection here, if we're looking south, we have like a continuous road, so it can't be there. And then we have this little thing here. Definitely could be this. No, maybe not. No, actually, it's probably here, because we have like this little paths to both directions here. And then if we look north, I mean, it's just a gate. Yeah, it's definitely probably here. So let me check the checkpoint, return to the start. We had to travel east, so somewhere here. Again, this is not pinpointable because it's just a straight section of road. This wouldn't appear on like a user picked map or something like that, but I'll just guess in the middle there. Again, not too bad here. Wow, I moved a lot. I'm pretty sure where I was earlier was right there with like the little paths to either side and stuff like that. I just moved a lot more than I anticipated, but yeah, we got the road right. Pretty nice there. We got 16K, and that just gives us a silver medal, so not too bad. Maybe I'll try in the future to get like a gold medal on this or whatever. But we'll see in the future. All right, I am here now on the Plunkett website, Namibia. It does say coming soon, so stay tuned for that. That's going to be a bunch of tips on like polls, regional clues. So obviously, still working on it. The country just came out, but I'm very excited to see that. So hopefully, that's out in the coming days. But with all that being said, that's going to have to wrap it up for today's video of GeoGuessr. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, drive through, smash the like button, and subscribe. As always, stay safe, and as it's been Austin Boston, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.